What's up, guys? Welcome back. Don with the Don Franz Show. Today we're going to do a couple things. Tutorial at the end. I'm going to show you guys how to actually go flat on TOS, how to close all your positions. So if you saw the thumbnail or title, wait till the end. Stick around to the end. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But we're going to talk about, is the market in trouble? Is it time to short the market? We've talked about, so last week, so it's what, February 25th right now of 21. Last week I said, okay, there might be a pullback. Let's prepare for that. Let's not get crazy when the red candles show up. And then we went sideways. I was thinking, okay, I tell you guys all the time, stocks will pull over or they'll pull back. And they kind of did a little bit of both. The S&P, now last week, this is the futures contract, no zones or nothing. This is just the actual futures contract. Just keep it clean for a second. We're going to talk about trend. So we were pulling up. Now right here, I'm telling you guys, hey, let's be cautious. We are a little bit up there. We're seeing the momentum kind of die out. And then but we just went sideways. Nothing really crazy. Until right there, that day. Now that was the snapback. We got a little bit to the downside, and then we got a little more to the downside. Now, this is the futures contract. So if you guys remember that day, you probably woke up. Now this happened pre-market. We started to push back up. So things snapped right there, like right at open, and we came right back up. A lot of things testing lows. Then yesterday, we pushed up. Everyone's thinking, okay, they're probably thinking we're back to all-time highs. And I told you guys, even in my mentorship, I said, hey, the red candles are probably going to come. Let's not freak out. But we need to pull back and make that higher low. After that green candle, after we effectively kind of almost changed the daily trend, right? So look at these each individual candles, lower lows, lower highs, every candle. And then we finally get this kind of bullish candle right here. And then we got the green candle up, breaking some of these other lower highs, if you want to talk, if you will. All it really did was get above the previous, well, 3 days. 3 days worth. And I was thinking, okay, that was at least strong enough now that when the red comes back, I'm a little bit more confident. Had we just pushed up a little bit and maybe didn't get above here or here, like I don't care about a green candle. I care about the fact that it got above here. If a green candle came to here, I'd still say short. Came up to under here, I'm probably still saying that wasn't it. We're coming right back down. The fact that we broke above these individual candles told me, okay, there was the buy the dip crowd came out, because from here to here, that was quite the move. So I'm thinking today, I was hoping today would be green. Maybe tomorrow we'd sell off. Just to put a little more, put that cherry on top before we sell off. We didn't. We sold off. We pushed up a little bit, and then today we came down. And then now futures closed for the hour, and as we opened back up, we gapped down a little bit, and here we are. And as I make this video, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to make this video and talk about it. We don't want it breaking below this low. And that's what I was going to say, like, hey, guys, tomorrow, if we get below that, it's time to start switching gears. Maybe get out of some positions, maybe pull back on the throttle, because we might be going in a little bit deeper. Now, what I like to do is go to the... I go top down, right? So usually on the daily, and then because I'm a short-term swing trader, so I'll be on the daily, and then 4 hour, 1 hour, and kind of 15-minute if I'm looking to scalp, really. A lot of you guys might just be very zeroed in, and I want to remind you guys, what I want to talk about is the market in trouble. Like, let's get off the 15-minute time frame right now. Let's take a look at the bigger picture, because you guys might think, crash right there. You might have the right idea. Right here, you're probably thinking bullish, because look at all those green candles. We're going sideways. It's choppy. There's a lot of traders that are really just inside, and that is your just focus. It's just this right here, and you don't know what to make sense. If you're on that, jump up a time frame. So what I'm saying is, if you're looking for if your support or your trend breaks on this time frame, now where's it going? Jump up a time frame, check that one out. So if you are a subscriber of mine, like I'm usually zoning everything out on the 4 hour, but I hang out on the hourly, kind of watch the hourly trend for my management, right? Every trade is never a set and forget. It's a set and manage. So whether, I don't care what your strategy is, you have a point A, you have a point B, you want it to go there. You can't just assume that, though, after you take the position. Taking the position is not automatic profit. You got to manage it in between. So I want to remind everybody, jump up to a higher time frame. If we go to the daily, right now, our daily candles, it's hopefully that's green by the time you guys are watching this and we can turn around. I bought the dip today because I was thinking tomorrow would be green, and that probably after today would probably be the time to get back in short. But we might be it's going to be a tricky one right now. I don't want to ever fear monger or bring that out, but let's talk about who your buyers and sellers are. Now, first of all, you can find an investor crying anywhere, but we've all heard the same story. They're all crying the same thing. The market's detached from reality. It was, people were wearing masks. Now it's the markets are up so high that, valuations don't even make sense. So we could chunk those guys right out the window. They're probably crying. They're doing more crying than they are buying. So who's buying all this? There might be technical analysis people. There might be the investors that aren't crying. There might be some that are buying. But if we're going to just ballpark this blanket statement and put it in factors like that, your traders are buying this. Momentum trade, not necessarily momentum traders, but people that are just following green. I'm buying that because it's got a green candle, more green candles than red. It's trending up. I like to make money. I like when my money trends up, so I'll buy it. Okay? They've made a ton of money. In fact, if you are brand new to the stock market, either from GameStop or from last year's when you bought the dip, that was the best dip buy. All you've seen is green candles. What I'm also saying is those buyers are going to go away when the red candles show up, which will be more sell-side activity. And then we'll get down, and we're going to probably sell off until we get to the point where investors think, now it makes sense. Now we got those buyers coming back in. We might bring the traders back in. The people that are following the trend, they're going to go with the current candle. I have no problem going short. This is the part where you take a couple hits. It got choppy today. I tried to buy the dip a couple times today and tagged out and took some losses. But as soon as we pick a direction, I'm on board that direction. So I don't really care about valuations. I can agree with some investors that the price probably did get a little high. A little bit too much for you to say, hey, is this company really worth that? GameStop is your just like the brightest example. Did any of you guys ever think GameStop was a $400 stock? No. Well, hopefully you didn't. In your right mind, can you actually say, hey, I can value that company at that? The next Blockbuster, that's it. They would have to be the next Amazon. And there might have been some talk about that with their new management, but let's be real, no. So all you guys have seen is green. The red's going to show up, and we're up there. If I drew this out for you guys, let me just paint this as a reminder. I want to just lay it on as thick as I can that you shouldn't panic, but you should have a plan and have an idea of where to get out. If I said this is going up, let's say that was the stock movement. You know what? Forget candles right now. Let's get way up here. If I said there, would you panic? You'd probably say bull flag. You'd say high or low. You're probably expecting that. You're not going to look at that and think, oh, that's for sure going down here. Have you ever looked at the stock market for longer than a few days? You probably are going to assume high or low. And right now, if we're looking at just this, we are right there. Okay? Almost. I don't know if we've even made that little turn off yet. From a move up, from just a dead move up, we've just been trending up very nicely. We got caught in a little box right here. So let's chart just this out. We'll put up some pain points on here. Yeah, I gotta say right here. If we're looking at just the contracts, where we went sideways right there, we'll probably see something. Would we hop down to there? Would you say that the system's broken, we're just going to the floor? That is just a pullback. Forget these numbers over here. Get all these numbers off. If you're just looking at candles, that's nothing. We're still up. We're not up for the year. We started right here. We'd be down for the year. It's the end of February. Got a lot of time. We were down for the year. We were way down for the year. And then look where we ended. Sorry. All-time highs. I talked about, I don't think this is it. This is probably more bond stuff like that. But there was a big crash in October, so now everyone calls it the October red. They just assume it's going to happen. Well, now we happened to sell off about the same time last year, and then what do you know? We see some red candles, and I don't know if you guys are just thinking that's a pattern every month where every end of February we're going to sell off now. Who cares? If there's more sellers than buyers, play that current trend. At least that's what I'll be doing. I'll take the hit right now because I bought the dip, but then it's time to switch gears and follow the next trend. So, which might be red. And as soon as we break down tech right now, it's not looking good. So when I say is it time to short the market, some of you guys might have already taken that right here. That was probably a little bit ballsy, but what you probably could have done safely just fine is we push up, you take the trend down, you might have been expecting a higher low, and you just trail it. So like I do when I buy the dips, I trail things. So if it keeps going, I'm still in it. So if you did that and you're still in it, you're doing all right. But the fact that that blasted through tells it's time to probably be worried. Now, if we look at just this level right here, that was our buy the dip crowd showing up right here. You know, if I'm going to zone it out, and we have it zoned out, but if let's say we're just starting blank, you can kind of see we hung out right there. And base finally stayed on top of it, danced along, and we pushed back up. There's probably a couple ways to go. Yeah, I know there's one right here. If you're going to draw just bases, that's kind of where we found some buyers. Ultimately trended up just nice. Not a lot really giving things away. On the smaller time frames, you can get in and out of this stuff. There's a lot on the smaller time frames. The higher the time frame, I think, by the way, the more significant. There's more buyers watching that. So just to put that in emphasis, on the daily candle, if you know who's watching the daily candle, everyone on the 10-second time frame, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30, the hour, the 4 hour, the daily, all of those people are watching the daily. You know how many people are watching the 15-minute candles? Just the 15-minute people, and the 10 and the 5, right? So you can see as the higher the time frame goes, the more significant, I guess, it would be. So if we did jump out to the weekly, we are just fine. I mean, we have some more red that we could stomach easily. But here's that little back and forth action right inside here. Our last little spot where we took off from, we kind of went sideways right inside here. So I'll leave this one up here for you guys. This is the continuous contract for the S&P. Kind of based out. We held, we tagged it, and we shot up. So we could pull back to just right there. So that puts SPY around the 369, 365 level. And even at that point on the weekly, we're just pulling back. We're still inside just this week almost. So we got a little bit out of it, but we haven't even made a lower low at that point. Here's the bad news. And I'll bring up just the Nasdaq futures. As I'm sitting down to record this, this is that same level of, hey Don, where is it? You know, where are you thinking? We could have talked about this level right here. If you wanted to say, you know what, I'd like to give things the benefit of the doubt. We had a strong demand zone right there. That's where everybody bought it up last time. We're flirting with that right now. This is beyond the benefit of the doubt I'd be giving it. That's the line in the sand for me. That's where I'm stopping out regardless of the plan. There's no more ifs, ands, or buts. Me personally, that's where I'm looking to get out. And as we break below that, man, you know, I don't know if I'm really that interested in buying the dip. We would have to get somewhere down here. For me to say, you know what, I'm buying that dip. We're on the daily. Say we kind of hung out right here. We bounced, and we took off. Here was our peak. Where did we really go sideways at? You know, if we're going to grab it, let's grab rejected, and then we rejected. So nothing but sellers were right here, nothing but buyers right here. Now, as we tested this and hit it, those sellers eventually changed their mind, ran away. So 1,000 sellers, we'll say 750, 500 sellers, 250, and those got overtaken by buyers, and we took off. So there's kind of like our sideways spot for tech. But I am not, you know what? I'm going to be a little pickier. We got a little carried away. We tried, came back down, and then we test that. So I'm going to leave that right there. Final answer. We break that line tomorrow. I'm expecting us to drop right into that zone. 12,329, 12,150. And those are the two I'm watching. Now, we can talk about bonds, we can talk about whatever. I don't really care what the why is. I noticed that there's a change in sentiment, right? We're not buying up the buy the dip crowd. It was a knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't really a buy the dip. And right now, it looks like they're fizzling away. Now, tomorrow's green. We push up and we never come back, then so be it. But right now, we get below that. Me personally, it's time to go. It's time. I'll be closing everything, and probably going short. I hesitate to say that because there something could happen that makes me think, oh, hang on, maybe it's not time. Maybe we snap down and come right back up. You know, when we snap up like that and the buyers do show up, I have a hard time shorting this market right now, right? And just look at it. Why do you short stuff like this? Right? You think that's going to happen again? What are the chances? So I hang on as long as I can. You take a couple hits, but you know what? Until we break above this right here, I'll leave this last bit on the chart for you guys. Now I have all this zoned out on my normal. I normally break down. So here's the IWM, here's the Nasdaq, here's the S&P. I have all this zoned out, and we'll just peek right here. We are below it. We got a green candle right now. We are below that main zone I was watching. So let's get back to just no anything, no continuous nothing. Tomorrow, that's the line in the sand. And something you guys asked for lately has been a... you heard me talk about it. I have a close all position. Now, TradeStation has a just a button called, well, it's close all. You can go flat, see the close all. Now, when things get, what that does, or if you ever hear me say, I just went flat. One button, click, closes everything. A lot of traders use it. If people that don't swing trade use this a lot because they'll do their trades intraday, close it all right before the bell. Momentum traders use it. But let's say you're a swing trader, maybe you're an investor, you have 20 positions, and we get into a scenario of that line in the sand's been crossed, it's time to get out. It's a good thing to know. And you guys asked me, like, how does this work on TOS? We figured it out for you. So I'll show you. Here's the TOS part. So this is your normal TOS. Go up to, where's your active? So here's your traders. You have your charts. You can go to, that just does not look good. I sure hope that gets up. Does it even look better for change? What am I thinking? Oh no. Is this even? Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, I was like, that doesn't look bad. Now we're talking. Here's that for you TOS people. Right there. Hopefully as I'm recording this, that's just a quick little scare. Again, what I hate to do is any kind of fear-mongering. You know, oh, the market's in trouble. But right now, that kind of looks like it. So we need to be cautious. So if you are here, you're on TOS, go up to you go to trade, go to active trader. It's already up here, flatten. So go to settings. Now, hang on, there we go. It'll probably look like this. So here's your active trader, here's your matrix, here's your charts. Click the gear icon, go to flatten. Or flatten now. And then, let's just add them both. And then click OK. Why did that not show up? We got it down here. I don't know why it didn't show up here. Long story short, it will close all your positions. On one of them. Yeah, flatten your position. Anyway, there you have it. That is the panic button. What is it? What if we do it over here? Nope, it doesn't like any of them. Hopefully yours works better than this, but that's where it's at. You're looking for the flatten button. Hopefully your TOS looks better. Find that button. Don't take advantage of it. It sells at the bid. It is saying get me out, find the nearest buyer, have them take this position. That's handy in a flash scenario or a crash scenario, because at that point you need to sell while there's still a buyer thinking this is a buy the dip scenario. Where you can get crazy with this is that becomes your panic button. You make a habit out of that, you'll lose money just from selling at the bid all the time. So I will leave you guys here with that. Let's get back to the charts. There's the line in the sand. Hopefully the buyer's showing up right now. There's not a lot of people in this market right now, so we got a lot of time before open. That's where it's at. So is it time to prepare for I hate even saying crash, a sell-off to some deeper levels? I wouldn't say panic. It's time to have your finger on the flatten button, maybe a little finger on the trigger. It's definitely time to, there's times to lay into the throttle, and there's times to back off. And this is probably one of those times where we need to chill out on the whole buy the dip crowd. Buy the effing dip probably needs to hang out for a second. It may be the best dip buy ever in the world, and we might just push up forever and ever. But right now, after doing that, if we break this, I'm not on board with the buy the dip crowd. So, long-winded way of saying, watch those levels tomorrow, because that might bring some things down. I will end that here for you guys. Let me know. Have you ever used the go flat button? I have used it, the panic button. I did the other day when we really sold off. That's the third time I've ever used it, ever. Now, I'm a swing trader. I don't panic sell or anything like that, but there are certain times where it's time to get out now. And if you're in 20 positions, you going in there and just manually doing it, you're just getting eaten alive. So, I will see you guys in the next video. By the way, if you guys want my charts, click the join button next to subscribe. I am a mentor on WeTradeHQ.com, where I go live every night. I'm about to go live with them right now and have this exact same conversation with all the tickers. Yeah, anyway, all the links in the description. Subscribe, thumbs up. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video.